Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Todd Cheek coming at you with another episode of Living Your Best Life. Thank you so much, as always, for giving me some of your time this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever, whenever you are in the universe right now, of course. Now, if you're asking, well, what do we do on the show? I'm going to tell you if you don't know. We invite professionals on to talk about what they do and how what they do is contributing to a healthier society, a wealthier society, just a better society as a whole, right? So today, everyone, I guarantee you're going to be smarter after this episode today because the young lady that I have coming on is a brilliant nurse practitioner out of the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. She's a nurse practitioner, like I said. But we're going to be talking about something that I know that a lot of you have heard about, and even some of you might have questions about, and probably many of you have already experienced, and that's weight loss medication. You probably asking the questions: is it safe, or probably, hey, is it effective? We're going to cover those topics, okay, in this episode today. So get your notepads out. Ana Santos Burks from Zindrip Wellness is going to be sharing her expertise and her knowledge about the efficacy of weight loss medication. But before we get to that, for 7/25 or April 7, 2025, the Well Beyond 50 Reset Challenge starts. All right. So if you're well beyond 50, you want to be on this challenge. If you want to be well beyond 50, that's the goal, everyone. Somebody probably told you that it's time to throw in the towel if you're 50 and beyond. No, it's not. It's time to live it up, live it up, live it up. And that's what we're going to be making sure that you do from this point on. So get that information. We have a couple more webinars coming up, and to give you some more details about the challenge. So make sure that you get that. Hit that link below and get in on that challenge webinar. All right, so everyone, we have Ana Santos Burks of Zindrip Wellness coming up after the commercial. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Y'all be good. Peace. So welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. Listen, the commercial, let's get well beyond 50. We got the well beyond 50 reset that's popping off April 7th. Okay, I think it's April 7th. Yeah, so make sure that you tune into that. All right, we're going to be doing live webinars up until, and so we want you to get in on that. So like I said, we have an awesome guest on, and I know you're going to be totally overwhelmed with just this awesome amount of energy that she's going to bring you. And I say overwhelming meaning a good thing, because she's a brilliant practitioner in the Fayetteville area. Ms. Ana Santos Burks of Zindrip Wellness out in Fayetteville, and she's going to talk to us about a topic I think is really capturing the attention of so many people when it comes to health and wellness, but particularly when it comes to weight loss. And so, Ana, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes. So listen, just to kind of like get you introduced to our my audience, I'd love for you to kind of like share with us what got you into this world of medicine, what got you into the world of health and wellness, and just the whole medical community.
Well, I come from a medical family. My father was a doctor and my mom was a nurse for a long time, and then my brothers are doctors too back home. And so I sort of knew that I wanted to help people at an early age. And when I married my husband is also a nurse,
Oh, wow.
and that's when he encouraged me to go through nursing school.
Hmm.
So I started nursing back in 2000, back in Baltimore, Maryland, I remember. And it took me from there to the level that I'm in right now. And I just I enjoy being part of taking care of people and making sure that people are aware of their health. So
Yeah.
that's how I got into
Is there, have you noticed a difference between like the health community in terms of the population when in Baltimore and the the North Carolina type of
Well, this is the South, first of
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Baltimore is more of a melting pot because you had Hispanics, you had people of all over you have Africans, you have, African Americans, you have everybody in Baltimore City. You have Washington, D.C. next to it too. So it's a wide range of population is different. People in Maryland do care more about their health in the South because
Hmm.
they have the good South food like we do. So the moment we moved here to the South part, I noticed a trend where people are more overly obese,
Hmm.
have more cardiovascular disorders here, like heart issues, than the Maryland population, where everybody's is more active and they're more into the working force up there.
Gotcha, gotcha. How long have you been in the Fayetteville area?
I've been here since 2012. We
Okay.
came from Fort
Okay.
Drum, New York back
Okay.
then. So yeah, we've been here for a while
Wow.
now.
What part of New York was that?
Fort Drum, New York. So that was we were up there in a military base
Oh,
called Fort
okay.
it's upstate New York,
Okay, gotcha.
close to Watertown.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, I
Oh,
never
very
heard of
cold.
it. And I, like I said, I lived up there for a large part of my life. I'm like, I don't quite heard of Fort Trump. But now, are you connected with the military at all? Because you're in Fayetteville, you come from.
Yes. So my husband did 24 years in the military
Wow.
and
Wow.
retired. We decided to retire here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes, but we met in Maryland.
Hmm.
And then from there we were moved to McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. So we were in New Jersey, and then from there we went upstate New York, and
Yeah.
then we ended up in the South. So he's from Chicago. He didn't like
Oh,
the
wow.
cold. I'm from Dominican Republic. I sure didn't like
You
the
don't
cold.
like the
So
cold.
I think that
What
North
a,
Carolina is
yeah.
perfect for both of
Yeah.
us.
I something still, drives or pulls me to Florida. I don't know if you've ever been to,
Yes.
I
I
something
love
about
Florida.
yeah, something about Florida. I still do kind of like, it pulls me for some reason. And I think it's just the Sunshine State. Of course, that's what it really is. But I enjoy the outdoors. Not too. I mean, you're Dominican. You're from the Dominican Republic, so you understand the tropical weather and the extreme heat like Florida can have, I'm pretty sure. I'm not too keen with the hot weather, but I can deal with it as long as I have like a pool and some AC and that kind of thing. But
I think that with Florida, it's more of a vibe of, the people are more
yeah,
out and more
yeah,
socializing, and, you have
yeah.
the beach and all of that stuff. So
Yes, yes, yes. You're right about that. You're right. This every time I go there, I do sense that it's the vibe. It's the really cool nightlife that you get
yeah.
to participate in, especially like in the Miami areas and everything like that. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted, to my audience to kind of like get to know, a little bit about, who you are and what got you to this point here of where you are and you have your practice in Fayetteville. Now you are in your practice, Zen Drip and Wellness. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are up to and all that good stuff.
Well, we started out when I started out this practice, I was working at the VA for veterans.
Hmm.
I was working at the VA hospital, and I noticed a trend of a lot of veterans needing care, like primary care,
Hmm.
because they couldn't see their primary care provider in X amount of months. They couldn't get to them. They couldn't get their medicines. So that's how all of this started at. It started as being primary care, trying to help people that had that lapse of care in between, especially those that were coming out of the hospital, couldn't get into a primary care provider. And then from there, a lot of people started going on the trend of weight loss. And
Hmm.
then I realized, you know what? I want to be on the side of helping people manage their care, yes, but I really want to be on the other side where we are preventing all
Hmm.
of these chronic diseases from happening. So I really enjoy taking care of people that were enthused about their own wellness and health because they wanted to come off the pills. They didn't want to have all these chronic illnesses. So I wanted to extend their life. And I said, you know what, a better way to do that than to help them lose weight. That's number one, because obesity is like the number one disease that will cause this whole umbrella of other symptoms and other illnesses. So I said, let me help them lose weight. That's how I started the weight loss.
Hmm.
From there, I noticed that my patients were losing weight, but now we were stuck with the situation of they're lacking vitamins, they're lacking energy, they're feeling fatigue because of course, of the weight loss. So we wanted to replenish them. We wanted to make sure that they were kept hydrated, that they were balancing their multivitamins and all of that stuff. So pills were not doing it for them. So
Hmm.
I started the IV hydration,
Hmm.
where we were given medicine via intravenous, which was better for them. They were feeling better, feeling great. They had more motivation to go to the gym. I have people that came in with a lot of joint pains, and they were going away from that. So
Hmm.
that was the second entity that I added to my business. So now I was doing the primary care, I was doing the weight loss with the primary care, and then I started the IV hydration. From there, as the months went by, years went by, I said, you know what? I'm noticing that now that I had all these people, and we have achieved their weight loss, their weight goal, they were already at weight goal.
Hmm.
They have been supplemented with vitamins, they're doing their hydration, they're being motivated. Now I'm starting to see a trend of people, especially premenopausal women and menopausal women and men after age 45. They were coming to me with, I'm having, mental fog. I can't think clearly. My libido is going down. I feel like I'm stuck in weight. I can't lose anymore. Some people didn't have any energy, any motivation. And we would check all of their labs and said, your labs are fine. Everything is great. As a matter of fact, your cholesterol is down. Everything is just looking great. What is going on here? Um, and then we were missing one piece of the puzzle,
Hmm.
which was hormones. We
Hmm.
were not checking hormones. So
Hmm.
I started checking people's hormones like testosterone levels, estrogen levels, looking at their inflammation index and stuff, and started to discover that a lot of these people, their testosterone level was just very, very low.
Hmm.
And the estrogen level was very low at the same time. I didn't want to get into it because I'm like, I'm not an endocrinologist. I am not, someone that I'm not functional medicine. And then I started thinking, geez, most of the symptoms that my patients are having, I'm also having.
Hmm.
I want to try myself out. I want to go to a friend of mine who also owns a wellness clinic, and I want to tell her to just check me out. I want to see what's going on with me.
Hmm.
And, I was tired. I couldn't sleep. I didn't feel motivated to do a lot of things. I was, I was gaining weight. I couldn't lose weight. I was feeling very irritable. So my friend checked my labs and she said, well, have you ever had your hormones checked? And I said, yes, my primary care provider did them, as a matter of fact, last month, and everything was normal. She
Hmm.
said, well, your testosterone is non-existent. Your
Hmm.
estrogen level is low. And no wonder why you can't sleep, why you can't focus on things, why you're not motivated. You need hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at that point, I said, okay, what do you suggest? And she suggested the pellets. I never heard of the pellets before.
Hmm.
I said, well, I have to get educated about it. And then I started seeing some of my patients coming with the pellets, and they're like, I'm feeling great. And I said, okay, let me try this new
Hmm.
trend, right? And when I tell you the first day that I had the pellets inserted, I slept like a baby, like I was a
Right.
teenager again.
Yeah.
I went to bed at 7:30 at night. I didn't even wake up until 8 o'clock next day.
Wow.
I felt refreshed. My energy level definitely had a switch. And I was just like so motivated. Things were just not bothering me the same way it was bothering me before.
Mhm.
The irritability went completely away. There were things that will bother me, and I will have this irritable sense of madness all day, and that went away. And
Mhm.
then I said to myself, you know what? I need to look into this a little bit more for my patients so I can help them out. And that's when I decided to go and get certified with Avexius and
Mhm.
started doing hormone replacement therapy.
Gotcha.
So that was the latest piece that I added to my practice, and
Wow.
I don't regret it because I have very, very happy customers.
Yeah.
My patients are enjoying it. Now they are, they've lost the weight, they're feeling good, they're getting hydrated, and now their hormones are being optimized, so they're living the best life and feeling young,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that was another piece that I added there. And then I said, well, now that we got everybody feeling good from the inside out, we need to make sure that everybody's looking good from the outside too.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I recently added aesthetics into my practice, which is
Wow.
just the Botox. I'm just doing
Gotcha.
Botox. So we do Botox for migraines and we do Botox for aesthetically for the face.
Yeah.
Those are the only things I've added so far.
Right now. Yeah,
For right
exactly.
now, yes. So that's basically what my practice does.
Wow. That how long have you been? Because I mean, you seem to move quick. I don't know, it's like you're like a mover and a shaker, and I applaud you in that. And also, I just applaud you for being, you know, your approach, because the holistic, I feel, approach is so much more accepted now in society, and people are ready to listen more to how to be well and how to get well versus just the prescription medication only approach. And so, like I said, I do applaud you for your holistic and approaches. So how long have you been in your practice? Because like I said, you're like,
Well, I started my practice in 2023.
wow.
In
Wow.
2023, yes. And
You sound like you've been at it for like 15 years in your practice. That's what I'm saying.
yes. Well, it excites me. I love to work for me. I
Mhm.
love to work for my patients. I didn't want to be in this trend of working for others and only being limited to talk to my patients for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That is, this is something that really, really makes me very happy when I can sit here and my patient can sit here for an hour and we can
Hmm.
talk about everything about life, right? Because
Yeah.
we're in the healthcare system. I don't want them feeling that they're just a number. And
Yeah.
that is how I feel when I go to my provider. Oh, so I'm just a number, or am I
Hmm.
just 15 minutes of your time?
Hmm.
And it's not their fault. Is basically these big companies and hospital system that have made it so where you have to see a patient every 15 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you have to meet that quota. So in those 15 minutes, you can't really educate a patient into wellness and saying, I know how you can get your cholesterol down. I know how you can get better with, the joints and pains that you're having. But this has nothing to do with pills. It has everything to do with either the way you're eating, either the way you're hydrating yourself, even the vitamins that you're intaking, or maybe it's your hormones. I didn't have the time to do that.
Hmm.
So when I started this, I started with the idea that I wanted to give my patients time. And that's why I make things to a way that when I schedule my appointments, it's 30 minutes to an hour.
Hmm.
where we can get to talk about everything because you have to be well to get to that part of being, saying that you're having wellness overall.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wellness is not only about your body systems like your heart, your lungs and stuff. It also comes from, are you well mentally? How
Yeah.
about emotionally? What is going on at home? I've had patients sit here and tell me, I'm feeling sad, or maybe they don't even tell me, and you can see I get the chance to say, you know what, you look a little sad. What's going on? Is everything okay at home? They may not want to talk to you about that, but if you keep poking around, they will get to
Yeah.
tell you certain things. And I've had people leave here and said, you know what, I feel better already just by talking about how my dog got off the leash and just went out and then he was ran by a car or whatever. So sometimes people need to feel better emotionally in order for their body to really respond to other things.
Wow.
There's a lot of miseducation in regards to IV hydration too. People don't know what it is. They're thinking, oh,
Yeah.
just expensive urine, right? Just like a lot of people
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
said. So I think that I want to lead my practice into something that people will feel good, leaving me feeling good from the inside out.
Yeah. Like I said, thank you so much for, your approach. Uh, one of my clients, she is a doctor, and she was recently let go of one of the hospital settings, these big conglomerates. And why? One of the main things that they had an issue with, Anna, was that she spent too much time with the patients.
Yes.
And I'm like saying, are you serious? It blew my mind, and her patients absolutely love her. And just because she broke protocol, she broke policy in a way where she spent more time. So it's not like the 15 minutes, she may have extended it an extra 15 minutes, giving them 30 minutes, but that was too much
Mhm.
for the hospital setting. And so, I find it frustrating. And it might come from, I don't know what your circle of licensed practitioners, are they, are they feeling the same way that you do? Are they seeing, the, and I don't want to be overly critical of the medical community or the system, so to speak. I don't want to be overly critical of it, but are they sensing that, wait a minute, we're not helping people get well, and I want to be more patient.
Yes. A lot of my coworkers do feel the same way, especially those that are new into the nursing, the nurse
Mhm.
practitioner profession. They're coming out and they're being, I'm not going to say forced, but it is a way of being forced, kind of a way of being forced to see more in less time.
Mm, mm,
And for the new nurse practitioners, babies that are coming out and they get into these areas where it is a pressure. If it's like, if you don't see more patients, then we can't justify why we're paying you.
mm. Wow.
And that is a pressure that we all feel when we are out there
Hmm.
working for, this clinics, providers, whatever. And the issue with that is you don't get to really get to the bottom of why someone feels the way they feel, like a
Hmm.
patient. You don't get to really go down into their history. You're only there to see why are you here for today, and that is the only thing I need to focus on. I can't focus on your diet. I can't focus on whether your hormones has been optimized. I can't focus on anything else, whether you're walking, whether you're exercising, whether you have any stresses in your life. I'm not going to focus on that. You come
Hmm.
to me with an issue, that is the only issue I need to address because all I have is 15 minutes. Why do I have 15 minutes? Because I have 24 patients that I need to see in one day. And
Mm.
if I don't see those 25 patients, then I cannot justify my paycheck.
Wow. Wow.
And that is something that a lot of the new MPs feel, but also we've been in this field for a long time,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
we are also feeling frustrated with the same thing too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not that I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to talk to the patient, it's just I have been limited because if I run over that 15 minutes with you, that means that my next three patients, I have to see them late. That
Hmm.
means
Hmm.
that will run into my lunchtime, which means that I will work all through the day seeing patients because I have to get caught up with charting at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating that we're living in this society where, healthcare has become a
Hmm. Hmm.
business, and you have to justify why you have to see so many patients because you're getting paid to see them, but you getting paid more to see more of them in
Hmm.
less time.
Wow. So it really is about numbers.
Yes, it is.
Good. Cool. That's interesting. Well, like I said, I'm gonna let you be the critique of that one. This is your profession, and I'm not going to step into that into that arena. But thank you so much for being, upfront and open with that, because I think this is something, once again, uh, that it's not. I think it's not spoken about enough, and I don't think that, people in your profession are not given enough. Credit, and also just being the awareness that the frustration that y'all are dealing with, especially when you're working for some of these larger businesses and hospital businesses and things like that. But getting back to your practice, because this is something that I do want to speak about, um, because this is a hot topic, and that is weight loss medication. That's been something that's, over the past 2, 3 years or so, that everybody's kind of like, oh my God, this is the new whatever, since sliced bread or what have you. And so if you can kind of like give us some the benefits, or some similar, just bring some awareness to that approach to overall weight management and weight loss.
Yes. So when I got into the weight loss business, I really did a lot of research in regards to the weight loss. It wasn't something that, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and start, doing weight loss medication for people because people want to look good, right?
Hmm.
They want that beach body, they want to look good for that
Yeah,
cruise, whatever.
yeah.
No, I got into it because from my background, I've done 7 to 8 years in cardiology in the
Hmm.
heart center here in Cape Fear. And then recently, I've done over 6 years of GI. So that's
Hmm.
gastroenterology, where we deal with all your guts and stuff.
Hmm.
One thing I've learned from both practice, from the heart and the GI system, is that obesity can cause a lot of damage with a lot of things. Okay. Obesity in the cardiology, the heart level, it can cause you to have heart attacks because plaques will build up in your arteries, right? Calcium
Hmm.
will build up in your arteries. You can have blockage in your carotid. That can cause dizziness, that can cause you fainting, um, the heart attacks. Then you can have leg issues because you can block your veins and your
Hmm.
arteries there too. It can cause high cholesterol. It can cause, diabetes. So obesity is the root cause of a lot of things, especially heart,
Hmm.
right? Living in the South, we have a lot of people that have heart disease and they are at a higher risk for stroke. Well,
Hmm.
guess what the risk for stroke and heart disease is obesity. Okay.
Hmm.
Lung issues, the same. Congestive heart failure is affected by weight. So the more weight you have, the less you can breathe, the more short of breath you are. It's just causes all this array of things. In the GI system, we have something called GERD, acid reflux.
Hmm.
Well, obesity causes worsening in acid reflux. And
Mm.
what we're seeing a lot of people coming to me every month saying, you put me on famotid, Pepcid, Listed, and antacid, that doesn't work. I'm still seeing, I'm still feeling that reflux going up. I'm still feeling the acid going up when, especially when I lay down. Well, I can only imagine your belly is this big, you're
Yeah.
this wide. Of course, you're going to have all of your, stomach content going up in your esophagus. So it didn't matter how many changes of medicine we did for those patients, their symptoms will not improve.
Mm.
And what does that lead to when you have that acid living up there? It can lead to esophageal cancer. It can lead to esophagitis. It can lead to gastritis. It can lead to, you being unable to swallow food because it's so red and swollen in your esophagus because of acid living up there, right?
Mhm.
Well, in the other side of GI too, we have something called fatty liver. Fatty liver
Mhm.
comes from high cholesterol and sugar levels and obesity. So
Mhm.
if you have obesity, most likely you have fatty liver.
Mhm.
Okay? If you have high cholesterol and your sugars, especially your A1C, which is what we measure for a period of 3 months, if those two things are high, most likely 98% of the time you have fatty liver. What
Mhm.
does fatty liver leads to? It leads to damage of your liver, which is called cirrhosis. And a lot
Mhm.
of people have this conception of cirrhosis as this is just something that people that are alcoholics get
All it's, yeah.
because you're drinking, beer, whatever, or you're like, no, cirrhosis doesn't come only from alcoholic, okay?
Mhm.
It can
Mhm.
come from many other things, but obesity is the starting factor of a lot of these diseases, okay? So that is how I got into the weight loss medications. I wanted to do Wegovy because Wegovy is mainly for weight loss for those people that didn't have diabetes, type 2 diabetes.
Mhm.
Now, where did the miscommunication came when people was started on Ozempic, and
Mhm.
that's the Hollywood drug, right? Because they're like, oh, everybody's on Ozempic, so everybody's losing weight. Well, what happened then was Ozempic was only for diabetics, type 2 diabetics.
Right. Right.
And what was happening at that time was true type 2 diabetics could not get their medicine.
Mhm.
And that is how Wegovy was born.
Mhm.
Wegovy was born because diabetics couldn't get to their medicine, but they knew that there was a component on Ozempic, which is called semaglutide, that actually worked in weight loss. So
Mhm.
Wegovy came about. Now, the most recent research from Wegovy, now they have done a study over 20,000 people, okay, that have been on Wegovy since 2021, 2022. And what they just recently discovered was that Wegovy can actually increase the risk of stroke, heart attacks, high cholesterol, cardiovascular disorders in
Mhm.
overall. And
Mhm.
the way it does that is by decreasing your weight.
Right.
And that is the awesome news that one can get. I mean,
Yeah.
so that work in cardiology, they're like super happy about this because they're like, oh, we can probably get our patients on that and help them with their congestive heart failure, help them breathe better, you know,
Mhm.
and that's where we at right now. So in my practice, I do Wegovy and I do something called Zepbound. Zepbound is a component of Mounjaro, which is another medication specifically for type 2 diabetics. But Zepbound and Wegovy have been the FDA approved medicines for weight loss, and they're doing wonderful things for my people.
Oh, good deal. Good deal. Good deal. I was always, like I said, being in the fitness profession myself. Um, I run across a lot of people that, of course, weight management, weight gain is their issue. And uh, so, like yourself, I am almost a therapist, with regards to my new clients, because I want to know their why. I want to know why they came to me first and foremost. And so it's all about lifestyle, first and foremost. Okay, how can we improve your lifestyle to help with where you say you want to go with regards to your health and wellness? And so, yeah, and so I wanted some clarity on, thank you for that, some clarity on the weight loss medication, because there's everything is coming at us all the time, what to take, how to take it, how much it's going to cost. And people, I think, are somewhat kind of confused as to what it is, and the pros and cons of it, and who should take it. Are there people that should not, that you would say probably this may not be a good approach? Uh,
Yes. So, you know, this is the reason why I say it. I know there's a lot of companies out there that are selling these products, right?
right, right.
Um, and I normally look at them myself. I go on TikTok, I go on Instagram, and I say, oh wow, you know, number one, health, you can never play with health,
Right.
especially, okay. Um, when we're talking about health, we're talking about I wouldn't do a phone consultation on someone that I cannot see.
Hmm.
I have to see you first to say, because people have this way, and I'm not sure why. When you ask someone, how much do you weigh, for example,
Hmm.
people have a tendency of saying how much they wish they weigh. Okay. That's
Hmm.
that's number one. So if someone is 230 pounds, they normally would tell me I'm like 210.
Yeah.
When they step into my office and we weigh them, they're 230.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
oh, I thought no. So that's number one.
Yeah.
Okay. So who is this medicine not good for? Those people that have a BMI less than 27.
Okay. Okay.
BMI less than 27, you will not have this medicine through me.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Good to
Reason
know.
being is if you have a BMI less than 27 with lifestyle modifications, with eating maybe smaller portions, with some dietary education, with some exercise and increase in water intake, you can lose a few pounds
Right. Right.
and have that BMI of 25, which is the normal BMI. So
Hmm.
you're not
Hmm.
really too far away from where you need to be.
Right.
Now, who who qualifies if they're like less than 27, a little bit less than 27, if you have any heart condition?
Hmm.
Those are my parameters right there. If you have heart
Okay.
condition, if you have some sort of condition that you cannot be overweight, okay,
Hmm.
I will put you on it maybe for a month or two to kickstart your metabolism, but at the same time, do some very, very heavy education on diet, exercise, and whatever it may be,
Hmm.
right? There are people that have had surgeries and they're at that BMI between 25 and 27 and they cannot gain weight, or this is going to put pressure on their knees, put pressure on whatever. Yes, for those people, I'll do that. But
Okay.
if it's just you coming in because you want to be looking good in a bikini, for
Vanity.
summertime, it's not
Yeah.
happening.
Miami, baby.
Yes, it's not happening. For aesthetic reasons, I tend not to do this. I
Okay.
tend to
Gotcha.
do this more for those people that do need the support. I needed support when I was overweight, and I was provided with the support, not just shoving somebody off and saying, you need to increase physical activity, you need to eat better, and
Hmm.
then you be on your way. Obesity is really a disease, and you
Yeah.
can't control, a lot of people cannot control the urges of eating more than what they shouldn't.
Awesome. Awesome. Doc, I can talk to you all day. I'll be honest with you, because you're such a wealth of information, and but I know that you have a busy schedule, busy day, busy life, and I can't thank you enough for coming on just to share your knowledge, and your expertise with everyone. So thank you so much. Can you tell us, you spoke earlier about your growth is like awesome to me from 2023 to where you are now is absolutely phenomenal. Where else is Zen Drip and Wellness going? Because like I said, you have this entrepreneurial mind that's like, so I look forward to, where you guys going for 2028 and beyond?
Well, I want Zen Drips to really grow to being more of like a franchise,
Yeah, yeah,
but I want this to be more of a holistic care, an
gotcha.
all-inclusive holistic care. So that's why I reach out whenever people, like, for example, you reach out to me in regards to like vitamins and things that we can help with, our patients with more better absorption, better vitamins, not just the pills that they buy at Walmart, the pills that
Mhm,
they buy anywhere,
mhm,
but when people think about Zen Drips and Wellness in 2028, I want them thinking about, I'm going to a place where I'm going to be fixed emotionally. I'm going to
mhm.
be fixed from the inside, because everybody can look good in the outside, but the inside may not be so good. You
Yeah, yeah.
so I want somebody to look at me holistically. And this is what they teach us in nursing school. They teach us to look at somebody and treat them holistically, which
Hmm.
do not we do not practice that.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's something, okay, there's a disconnect somewhere. Gotcha.
Yes, it's a completely disconnect. So I want my practice to be seem as this is a place where they're just not concerned about pushing pills on me. They
Hmm.
want me to be better, feel better, extend my life greater than 10 to 15 years from now,
Hmm.
and lower those risk of, cardiovascular disorders, and lower the risk of cancer too. IV hydration does that, vitamins, replenishing your cells, repairing your mRNA. All of those things can help you extend your life, feel rejuvenated, and also have some anti-aging effects on that. So
There you
that's
go.
that's what I want. I want a practice where everybody can come in not knowing anything about their health and leave out saying, hey, I can advocate for my health because I know what my hormones look like, I know what my labs look like, I know what I can do to repair all of this, and I can lose weight in the process. So that's definitely my vision.
A one-stop shop for wellness. I love it. I love it. I love it. Where can we find you? What's your website address again?
So you can find me at www.zendripsiv.com. And I am in Fayetteville. I am also in Florida. I go to Florida at the end of every month and see people there too. And I will also be in Holly Springs coming soon.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow, amazing. Everyone, the address, the website address is down below, or wherever it is, wherever I put it. So thank you once again, Doc, for hanging out. I truly, truly enjoyed our conversation, and I know that my audience is also enjoying your conversation. Listen, this is why we do what we do. We're out there helping people, bringing these individuals, these professionals onto the show. They're out there in the trenches, helping people live their best lives each and every day. So, Doc, once again, thank you so much for coming on. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, yes. So everybody, listen, go find Ana Santos Burks in Fayetteville. And then what part of Florida are you?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Orlando. Head on Orlando. Okay, if you're ever in the museum, not the amusement parks down there, just take a drop. Just drop by her office and get your labs and all that stuff done. Go check her out. Like I said, she's out here in the trenches helping people live their best lives. And I got a lot of value from today, and I know that you got a lot of value. So listen, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Living Your Best Life. Y'all take care. Be good. Bye-bye.